was alone in the dark, my experience would be totally different. Having a group of people around me to be able to guide me, support me, and knowing that a lot of them were in the same situation as me helped me a lot, because I was completely lost with what was happening.
In the dark, when there's lots of voices, it's very hard to have confidence of what to do next. But if there's one clear, confident voice, it's easy to have direction and confidence to go, and accomplish something.
It's very difficult to convey, but it has to be experienced, and I strongly believe that everyone should experience this. As we know nowadays, we know about many eye illnesses, and there are millions of people going to losing their eyesight.
Blindness need not be a thing that we must regard as a condition of suffering. The suffering part of it is ultimately a matter of personal choice, as is true when faced with any challenge. While most blind people would probably rather see than not, at the same time many of us would not regard their circumstances as suffering. We see and live blindness from a gain perspective, not a loss perspective. That is the only way we can find and own our power.
I think there's a stigma behind there. If I were to put it this way, when I'm sighted, I see a blind person, I walk away from him. Not because he's smelly or he's what, but because I don't know how to help him. And I walk away. People fear. Even don't say the blind man, someone is on a wheelchair, I think generally I'm one of them who would walk away. I don't know how to help him because I'm afraid I may injure him or I get very uncomfortable. So for that to really happen, that society can actually include the disabled people, a lot of education needs to go on. A lot of empathy needs to be there. And I guess Malaysians generally, we are kind and polite people. In a way, I guess they don't want to hurt them, they don't know what to say, so they just biarkan. I have situations where a person would just help guide me to the lift or the toilet without telling me so. They just bring me to the toilet and okay. So, but they just don't know how to interact with me. They may not have a blind friend before or what. So that's what Dialogue in the Dark is doing. We hope through this interaction, they get to know the blind person, and the blind person share a little bit about what they are going through, how they live their life. So for many of our visitors, whether it's foreigners or locals, for them, a lot of them, it was the first time they interact with the blind. So we only hope that through this experience center, people interact with them, and the blind gets become happier because esteem pun, they love to interact with people, and the public realize that they're not so scary after just like normal human being. It's just that they can't see. So yeah.
As a platform for communication, the emphasis of the exhibition is not on blindness, but rather on the importance of understanding, empathy, and solidarity. The exhibition aims to facilitate social inclusion of marginalized people on a global basis.
My main struggle, I guess, so much that I want to do. I guess my focus right now is towards social inclusion. Barriers free. That's what all three organizations that I'm heading want to focus on. Be it Kawan Society, be it Save On Sight, be it Dialogue in the Dark. We mean social inclusion not just for the blind, but for people to really interact together. There's barriers free, no judgment. I mean, people can say, that's like hope of. I don't know how to classify that term, but a lot of people tell me that's fairy tale hope. But I don't know, there's always hope, we just continue to move on. We want to do eye checks for everybody. We want everybody to go for eye checks. Please just go and get your eye check. That's all it needs to do to avoid being blind. Like I said, I've got so much of hope. But my biggest hope is social inclusion. Everybody, please just go and do the eye check. Eye health check, yeah.
The afflictive nature of blindness can and should be addressed in positive, respectful ways without casting aspersions on the condition.